Hello, the wonderful world of YouTube. I'm back, and no, the title is not clickbait. Um, I've I've felt a bit lost with what to do with the channel lately. That's kind of why I haven't really been uploading that many videos, if I'm being real. Because a few weeks ago, I don't know if any of you keep up to date with Innersoft socials, but there was a new update. It came with new roles, and I wanted to try it out. And unfortunately, yeah, I just kind of forgot. But yeah, I just completely fumbled it. I still haven't really had much of an urge to play Among Us. I'm not sure why though, because I'm usually uploading, and I don't know. It's a bit confusing for me because I'm usually the guy that uploads Among Us videos and they get views, and I feel like I've been falling off a bit lately. I know that's a term that's thrown around quite a lot, but I genuinely think I have. And unfortunately, that's kind of ruined my motivation a little bit. Uh, but it's not all doom and gloom because I do have a solution. Because I think I'm settled on the idea of the channel being a community based or community interactive channel. And I do have some content ideas. There is um, a game that's coming out soon called Ananta. Probably by the time that, like, if some of you are watching this in 2026, then it'll probably be out. But yeah, that's on the content list. I'm also thinking about doing shorts. Can't lie. I think it's really paying off for Ben. Credit to Ben for doing all the shorts and stuff. But yeah, I've got some ideas. I just don't really know when to execute it. With Among Us, I've I've had some ideas, but I don't really know how good they'd be in terms of viewers. I've noticed that quite a few of my live streams have been more successful than my videos. I reckon probably this video is only going to get like 20 views or something. No one's really going to give a damn. But I want to try something new. And last time I did that, that was I completely moved away from Among Us, and well, I completely moved away from Fortnite, and then I went to Among Us. But this time, I don't really know. I could move away from Among Us, but I could just stay. I don't, like I said in the introduction, I don't really know. The future for the channel is a bit uncertain because in order to post videos, I need content, good content. And in the video game industry, there's not really been a whole lot of that lately. Ever since maybe 2022, we've had like games being pushed back and delayed over and over again. And I've just found myself in a bit of a dump here where I'm trying to find new content, but I can't find new content. You know what I'm saying? It's like I have ideas, I just need to find a place where I can execute them. And part of me saying the they're gonna start throwing some content. I have no doubt about that. But the problem is that how can I make a video if there's nothing to do? I'm just every single time I upload the Among Us lives, they're essentially the same thing. I boot it up, do some practice rounds, I get viewers, we do some custom lobbies, and that's the same thing over and over. When I try and upload a video, what can I do really? The best I could do is just say sausage all game, and that gets like a few views. And then, not to mention, there's been a few issues I've noticed lately with YouTube's kind of viewer system. I don't know the full details, but there's been a decline. So we've lost a few more viewers, which means that my videos can't end up on people's recommended videos to watch, or as it's commonly referred to as the For You page on YouTube. And yeah, the channel, I mean, I'm surprised I've not gone down in subs from how long I've been gone, but it's it's just something that like it happens, and at the end of the day, it's just repetitive doing videos and live streams over and over again to no end, really. And I've also found myself once again clashing with the Kaizen series, which the trailer for season one is playing in the background. And it's kind of just, I'm back in that struggle of do I do Kaizen or do I do videos? And then I end up choosing neither and I just disappear because I'm like deep in development of these episodes. I completely forget about uploading standard videos alongside. That's the problem. Like when I don't have something to record, I work on the Kaizen. Sometimes I work too much on the Kaizen, and then when I upload the episodes, once again, they don't really make much of a difference. I spend a lot of time editing these, and they just don't get the recognition they deserve. But I think overall, I'm not saying that the whole future of the channel is negative, because it isn't. We're going to start doing some fresh content when we get some in like 2026. I do plan to maybe possibly do a mini series for just talking about gaming news in general. I think that'd be a good idea. I promised this at the end of last year, and I think it's about time I fully rolled it into effect. And overall, I think it could benefit the channel, no doubt, because these kinds of video game topics are always in discussion online. And I think that maybe just until we get some fresh content, I think that's going to be my focus. If you want to hear gaming news, then you can easily bring up one of the videos. I don't know what to call this podcast discussion type thing yet. All I know is it's probably just going to last until the end of the year around, because I'm not going to be uploading any videos from the 20th of December onwards. And that sounds quite specific, but by then I'm probably tired. I need rest. I have live and breather, for God's sake. And then, yeah, no videos until the new year. But until that day, I think I'm gonna start focusing on that. Kaizen, I think might be put on hold as well, because until I kind of figure out what I'm going to do, until we get fresh content, I think Kaizen needs to be put on hold as much as the Among Us content, because then it's not fair. It's not fair for me to pause Among Us content just so I can get more Kaizen content. I think both need to be paused. But yeah, and also everyone's busier nowadays, so it's kind of what I've been planning to do anyway. Because I've always had this fear that the Among Us live series would go stale one day, and well, here we are. It's not stale for the viewers, but it's very stale for me. I don't have any ideas. But enough of that. In terms of the podcast discussion thing, I'm going to try and collaborate with not just members of Delta, but maybe possibly other YouTubers, maybe smaller YouTubers, who knows. But if you think that they would be interested, tell them about this podcast thing, and maybe we'll give them a segment or whatever. I don't know. But obviously, you decide who you want to see on. It's mainly just so we can discuss what's going on with the gaming community and maybe comparisons between anticipated titles. Who knows? But just something simple, something that's enjoyable and something I can work with and edit down without spending days and months and weeks on it. Yeah, that part was not exaggerated. I literally spent ages doing these. But yeah, overall, that's basically what's happened. I've disappeared, not sure what to do for content, and we're not really getting enough content supplied as the gaming community. But yeah, I'm glad to be back though, because I will start uploading again. And this time I promise I will, but it's going to be gradual. It's not something that's going to happen from the get-go. I'm still a smaller content creator. Yes, I still have stuff like outside of YouTube. I have a social life. Uh, but yeah, overall, what do you guys think I should do for content? Just anything. It can be more Among Us if you really want that, or maybe some more racing content. I can do some of the latest releases, like at least until 2026 when we start getting some more games in. This is kind of where it's all community based for these next few months is what do you guys want to see? And I kind of want to try and interact more with the comments because I don't see many comments on my videos. So after you've liked and subscribed this video, ha ha ha, then go down to the comments, give me some ideas, some games, some potential like mini series I could do, just something you want to see. All right, that's all from me. Bye.